my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I'm going to be putting two eye looks together with the new Blend Money Cosmetics palette, the Longing palette. I'll try not to have the ring light bounce off the front of the palette. Now, I don't need this palette. I really don't, because I have a lot of cool tone shades in my collection, but I'm such a cool toned shade lover that when I saw this be released, I was like, and I got it, of course. I think it's so beautiful. And I've been trying really hard not to watch other people's videos using this palette because, I don't know, I just wanted to have my own unique experience with the palette. But I did watch Ashley's video. Her channel name is Outrage and Grace. I will link her channel and her video that she did using this palette in my description box, because she created two absolutely beautiful looks in that video. So I was happy to see her video because she had such a wonderful experience with this palette. So, like, awesome. So I'm sure I'm gonna love this palette. Now, I think what I'll do for this first look is focus on shadows in these two columns. That's what I'm thinking. Not exactly sure which shadows I'm going to be using yet, but I'll get there. And then for my second look, I'm going to be using other shades in the palette, of course. But isn't this stunning? I have to say one more time, this is a stunning palette. It's absolutely amazing. Cannot wait to play with it. So I think what I'll do is start off by putting pleating in my transition area. Then I think I'll blend that out with this shade right here called Dear Diary, that kind of like light gray. And then I think I will deepen up the crease in the outer V with Take Me Back. Maybe pop a little bit of this on here too. This is called Heartbreak. Oh, should I use that too? Old photographs. Old photographs, not photographs. I don't know what I was going to say. And then I'm definitely going to be using this shimmer shade. This is called Love Letters. It's this beautiful duochrome. It's like purple and blue shifty stuff. And then I think I'm going to pop this, which is called Remember, not November, Remember, in my inner corners. Okay, now I do have both my brows done, and this eyelid is primed, of course, in the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eyeshadow Primer. Okay, so let's get going here. I took a whole week off of filming. I think I've already told you guys that, right? I think I've said it in a couple videos, actually. Hello, welcome to my brain. There's a lot of repeat stuff going on in my noggin. And it was really nice to take the week off. It was awesome. I haven't done my makeup. Well, no, I did do my makeup over the week, but I haven't done my makeup since Wednesday of last week, and today's Monday. So it's been a while. I'm like, can I still do my makeup? I don't know. I just, didn't feel like doing my makeup, and I had a couple days off of work. Of course, the 4th of July and the day after, which was awesome. And my husband and I decided to just deep clean the ever-loving you-know-what out of this house. The only room that I didn't really deep clean is this one, which this one needs it the most probably. But I have some company coming this weekend. My baby's coming, my grandson and my daughter and her husband. They're gonna come spend the weekend with us. Well, at least Saturday night. And I really wanted to get my daughter's old bedroom picked up, cleaned up, because that's where they're gonna sleep. And I had turned that room into my catch-all. You would not have believed all the crap that was in that room. I should have taken before and after pictures. I did not do that. But I mean, it was just full of stuff. Just stuff, boxes, tons of empty boxes, because I like to save boxes in case I want to mail somebody something. But I didn't need that many. And then just stuff. I don't know. I'm going to admit it. I think I already talked about this in another video, but I'm going to say it again. I'm a mail hoarder. It's really hard for me to get rid of mail because I don't have a paper shredder, and I'm always afraid, if I just toss stuff, like bank statements and whatnot, if I just toss it in the garbage can, someone's going to grab it, and, I'm going to get my identity stolen. So I just panic over those types of things. And so I just hold on to all that stuff, and I put it in paper bags, and then I go set it in Sydney's old room. So we do have a business here in town that will take your stuff and shred it for you for 20 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. So I'm going to be doing that. There are some things though in the bags I need to pull out and save. I mean, you guys, I am telling you, I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of my behavior at all. It's really weird and dumb and I can't stand it, but I'm going to try to not do that anymore. So, and we just had tons of just clutter around. I don't know, just crap. It's like, you know, now that we don't have kids living with us, it's like, I don't know. I'm just not as good as staying on top of cleaning the house. Neither one of us are. As, oops, almost knocked the palette on the ground. That would not have been good. We're just not as good at as we used to be about keeping stuff cleaned up because it's just him and I, you know, my husband and I. And we're like, yeah, but we can't just let, you know, things just pile up and stack up, and we're not doing that anymore. I really like that shade. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a dirty purple. I love it. So now I'm going to go into the shade here called Dear Diary and just blend out that little edge with that shade. So it's just wonderful having things nice and clean and organized. And we threw a bunch of crap away, just crap, you know? I don't even know what the hell we were doing with it. Like, what are we saving this crap for? It's just crap. So it was really nice to just, I don't know, purge. It was wonderful. So, yeah, I do really, though, need to get this room straightened up. And I think that's what I'll do tonight after work is just come home and get it picked up and really dust and vacuum in here. I did dust a little bit, what was it, a couple weeks ago, but it needs it again. So yeah. And the good news is, though, is that I have a queen size bed in Sydney's room that was leaning up against the wall because I didn't have enough room to lay it down because I had so much crap in there. So getting rid of all the stuff, I was able to lay the bed down. And now Bitsy likes to sleep in there. She's not really that fond of sleeping in here, or she hasn't been over the last few days. So I'm like, awesome. So maybe the cat hair will calm down in here. I don't know. It's usually that Reggie is the one that sheds so damn bad. But Bitsy's the one that's primarily sleeps in here. And I like that, but I don't know that that's the right brush for that. But I think what I'm going to do is go back into pleating the purple and just kind of go back around and make that look a little nicer. I love this. I really like those two shades together. They worked really well. It took me a minute to get that little edge right here blended out, but I think I did okay. So now I do think I am going to go into old photographs and deepen up the crease with that, and then I'll put the shade Take Me Back in my outer V. And I think I'll put the black matte on my lower lash line today. Or maybe line my upper lid with it too. We had a very lame 4th of July. I mean, we just basically, that's when we started cleaning, was on the 4th of July. And then once it cooled off, my husband and I went for our usual walk that we do on the weekends. But it was just hotter than hell here. It's still supposed to be in like the low 100s. Like today it's supposed to be 104 and tomorrow it's supposed to be 105. It was, I think, what, 100 or 101 on 4th of July, something like that. And then I think it was 102 or 3 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm like, thank God we have air conditioning. I would have been an absolute wreck if we did not have air conditioning. I'm telling you right now. Ugh, I hate heat. I just hate it. It's so horrible. And it's not supposed to get cooler like into the 90s until the end of this week. And then I think it drops back into the 80s next week. So, you know, you never know what's going to happen here. You know, there's summers where it's been very mild. And then there's other, I'm going to go back in with this brush, nothing additional on it. Just kind of blend that shade out. That's a really nice cool tone gray. Beautiful. Would a gray be warm toned though? It's a beautiful gray shade. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I mean, you just don't ever know for sure. I'm going to go back in just a little bit with pleating. You just don't know for sure what it's going to do here in the summer. Usually what will happen though is we will get 1 or 2 like big heat waves, but they're usually not until like the end of July into August. So I'm really hoping that maybe what will happen is that this will be our big heat wave and then we won't have another one for the rest of the summer. But I think that's wishful thinking. I'm loving this. I love it. Cool toned fantasy. Yes. So now I'm going to go into Take Me Back, putting that in my outer V area. But I am out of my mind for my grandson to be here. Oh, like just having him here overnight, waking up with him. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. Ooh, I got way too much shadow on the brush. Hold on. Let me tap this off a little bit more. I mean, it's okay because I don't have any of my face makeup on, but I do like to avoid tons of fallout if I can. You know, just a little try. But yeah, I just cannot wait to have him here. It's going to be so wonderful. We haven't seen him for a month. Is that right? 3 weeks? Month, I think. And it's too long. It's just too long. I cannot stand being away from him. It just breaks my heart. I mean, my daughter and I talk every day. And, you know, like we FaceTimed over the weekend, which was really fun. And it's just so cute because, you know, obviously he knows who Paul and I are, of course. But we always worry, like, is he going to forget us? And, you know, maybe not be as excited to be around us as he once was. And no, that's just never been the case. Not so far anyway. Like when my daughter FaceTimed us, as soon as he saw my face, because I had the phone and Paul and I were sitting on opposite couches. So when Sydney first called me and I saw him, we saw each other, his face just lit up and he was like, "Ah," and he looks up at his mama like, "Oh, it's my Nonny, mama, it's my Nonny." Oh, it's so wonderful. I just love that so much. Yeah, this deepened up really nicely and it's not patchy, you know, it's great. I just want to put a little bit more right there. And then I think I'm good. Alrighty, I'm loving it. It's gorgeous. So now I'm gonna go into the shade right here called Love Letters. This is the first shade that like drew my eye when I first opened the palette when it arrived. So I'm like, I gotta put that on my lid first. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Spray this a little bit. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, yes. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, the Blend Bunny matte, or, well, yeah, the mattes are nice, but the Blend Bunny shimmer formula, hello Erica, get with it, is so incredibly amazing, you guys. If you have not tried a Blend Bunny palette, you know, I don't necessarily want to push things to you guys, I really don't, but I'm telling you, if you want a good shimmer experience, this palette, well, I mean, I only have this palette in the Lure palette from Blend Bunny, so it's not like I have all their palettes, but I mean, just, you know, initial application of this, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I love the shimmers that are in the Lure palette too. They're just this silky, effortless, beautiful, dynamic, incredible formula. Let me look at that. Can you see the shift from blue to purple? There's almost even, I think, some silver in that too. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Oh, I'm gonna take this up just a little higher here. But yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. And I have my fan on, my fan that Shani got me. So if it's super loud in the phone, or in the camera, whatever, it's my phone. I apologize, but I just get really hot. And our upstairs is like an inferno compared to our downstairs. It's crazy. It's like you're on the equator up here, and then you go downstairs and you're in the North Pole. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into Take Me Back and just take the edge of the shimmer down. And see, that's the thing, like I could have put another shimmer. I could have put this with it, like these two together, but you don't really need to do that because this has such a gorgeous shift. And, you know, I really like to show the shift of the shadows and not put, you know, more than I need, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes less is more. It's true. Less is more. So I think I'm done. This is pretty easy. So I'm going to go clean this up, do my other eye, the rest of my face, and I'll come back. So this, of course, is finished look number 1. And I love how the look turned out. And I'm already madly in love with the palette. I know I've only used a handful of shades, but I can confidently say that I love this palette. So let me show you just a couple things I threw on my face for my finished look. I'll show you the palette again and then move on to look number 2. Okay, so on my lips, I used the Maybelline New York Superstay Vinyl Ink Liquid Lipstick in the shade 30 Unrivaled. Now, this is in my Def Leppard panning project, and I need to use it 10 times from my last check-in until the 25th of July. And I've used it this one time. This is a product based on the prompt. I can't remember the song title, but it's a product that you used to love, but now you hate. I don't know that I hate it, but I don't love it. That's for sure. It's an older lip product in my collection. I love the shade. I think the shade is gorgeous, but the formula of it, it's like kind of watery, soupy almost. I don't know. I mean, I think it looks nicer now that it's kind of like dried down on my lips. But I don't know that I'm going to use this 10 times. We'll see. And then for my mascara, I used the Beauty Moon Cosmetics mascara that the brand owner threw in for free with my last order, and I love it. It's a lovely mascara. It's really nice. Okay, so let's talk about the palette. Blend Bunny Cosmetics Longing. Loved all the shades that I used for this look today. At first, I kind of struggled with these two shades blending. It wasn't the shadow's fault. It was my blending's fault. But everything ended up working together really, really well. I did pop this shade Heartbreak on my upper lids, line my upper lids with it. And then for my lower lash lines, I used a combination of, I think it was these three shades. Yeah, these three. And then I popped some Heartbreak down there too. And then I use this shade here called Remember, not November, in my inner corners. And it's gorgeous, sparkly, silver, kind of disco ball-y. It's so beautiful. And this shimmer shade, Love Letters, is absolutely jaw-droppingly gorgeous. It really is. Really enjoyed all the shadows I put together for this look, and I cannot wait to create look number 2. So let's quit messing around and let's get on to it. Alrighty, so back for look number 2 with the Longing palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. So for today's look, I really want to focus on like the browns and greens is what I'm thinking. So I think what I'll do is start off by putting this shade here in my transition area. Where are my glasses? Because I can't read the shade names, of course. Okay, this is Sorrow. And then I think I will blend it out with Woe. And then I want to put either Unrequited or Long Ago in my my outer V. I already talked about my transition shade. And then for the lid, I think I'm going to go with When It Rains and then If Only. And I'll pop all that's left in my inner corner. Or actually, you know what I might do instead? I think I'm going to use Sorrow and Star-Crossed and take the Woe out. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I do have both brows done, and this eyelid, of course, is primed in the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eyeshadow Primer. Let's get into this. So going into Sorrow, yes, and I'm using a Refer 16 brush to do this. Okay, let's see what happens here. I was thinking about trying a halo eye today, but then I thought better of that because, Bitsy's out in the hallway. I'm gonna go get her. Hang tight. Okay, Bitsy's in here with us. Yay. And I hope she lays down. Oh, there she goes. She's gonna lay down on the bed. Good girl. Can you see her over there? Yeah, she's gonna lay down. Good girl. I thought better of the halo eye situation because I'm not that great at them. Although I probably should just keep practicing. But I just don't. I don't know. I'm just not really that excited about continuing to practice doing halo eyes. I don't know, maybe I will at some point, but it's just not my preferred look on me. I love it on other people. I really do. But on me, I just, And I thought about doing another cut crease today, but like the real cut crease, you know, but I think this is just what I'm gonna stick with. So yesterday was a very hectic day at work, but I got, well, myself and my coworker, not just me, but myself, but the both of us got 3 new people all onboarded and ready to rock and roll at my clinic. And that's really a fun, I mean, it's not fun because it's kind of stressful because typically what'll happen is the IT aspect of onboarding goes completely haywire, like getting everybody into their laptops and stuff. You know, like there's a process to that and it usually goes just crazy. I have something stuck on my face. Okay, I think I got it. But it didn't. It went really well. I mean, this was probably one of the best onboarding experiences I've had since I've worked where I work. You know what I mean? Like everybody just was able to get into their laptops, get into all of our systems. I was like, yes. But I was absolutely exhausted when I got home last night. So Paul and I watched Axel Foley, I think it's called, the next go around with Beverly Hills Cop, and it was so good. If you guys have Netflix and you haven't watched that yet, highly recommend watching it. It was really good, and they had music from the original Beverly Hills Cop movie in it, so that was really fun. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Star-Crossed and put that around the edge here. We watched that, and then I was sound asleep on the couch. Like 2 seconds after it ended, I was like, good night. I stopped and got Chipotle for dinner, which is one of my favorite things on this planet to eat ever. And so I just royally stuffed myself, watched Axel F. Is it Axel F or Axel Foley? I don't know the name of the movie. I can't remember. But then I just, good night. That was it. And then I kind of like was waking up off and on. My husband was watching Back to the Future. And I finally went to bed. But yeah, the onboarding takes it out of me. It's just, you know, there's a lot to do and a lot to be aware of, and you're kind of like on, because, you know, it's new people starting at the clinic, and you want to make sure that you're like very helpful and available and giving them all the information that they could possibly need. And then, you know, once it's over, it's like, okay, exhausting. But, and it's just been hotter than Hades here. Today it's supposed to be 105. It was 104 yesterday, and then it cools down to like 97 to 92 for, I think, for the rest of the week. So yeah, and I am turning 50 on Friday. So yeah, and my daughter's going to be here. I think I already mentioned that in the first look. So that'll be fun to spend my 50th birthday, or at least the day after, with my grandbaby and my dada and my son-in-law. That'll be really fun. Okay, so I think that blended together very nicely. So now I want to deepen up the outer V, and I think I am going to go into Long Ago, just kind of like a, it's like a black brown mixture. Put that in my outer V. Oh, this shade's like really powdery for some reason. Huh. Weird. It just kind of like turned into a powdery little pile in the pan. Strange. I mean, it's fine. It's just powdery than the other mattes I've used out of this palette so far. And then this morning when I woke up, for some reason my eyes were super duper puffy. I was like, And usually the only time my eyes get real puffy like that is when I cry, and I hadn't cried, although I had not watched Shani's most recent Get Ready With Me in the News video. And I decided, well, that's not true. I watched part of it yesterday, but then I couldn't finish it because, you know, my work got too hectic, and, you know, I had to focus on that. So this morning I decided to go and watch the rest of that video. And it was so funny that I was laughing so hard I started crying. I mean, she just is so damn hilarious. And I love the way she explains things. I told her, I sent her and Shani Marco Polo this morning, and I said, Shani, you need to write a book, because she's just so good at explaining things. I'm gonna go back in with Sorrow. The wrong shade. Oops, just blend this out. I said, you need to write a book, because she's just so good at explaining stuff. But I'll link her video, the Get Ready With Me in the News video, in my description box in case you guys haven't watched it yet. It is so damn funny. It is so funny. God, I was just dying. And I'm like, okay, you got to stop watching this, because you got to be able to film and not sit and sob. And once I start to tear, it's just, yeah, it's not pretty at all. It's not fun, because I just can't stop. And then it's impossible for me to put on my eyeshadows, because it just, you know, it's a soupy mess. But I stopped myself, and I did finish the video. But she's just a comedic genius, and just, you know, the stuff she talks about in those videos are so funny, and so, like, I don't know where she finds all these news stories, but it's great. I highly recommend, if you guys have not yet watched her Get Ready With Me in the News videos, or if you're not subscribed to her channel, get your butt over there and watch, because you're gonna love it. I think that looks awesome. I love it. So now for this shimmers. I think what I might do actually is put If Only here, and then put the gold that says Goldish Shade When It Rains, yeah, towards the front. Is that what it says, when it rains? Yeah, I think so. Okay, going into the green shade first. I was gonna do it the other way, but I think this will look better. I don't know, maybe it won't. We'll see. Okay, so are you guys into scary movies? Because, you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I'm really into scary movies. Now, there was a movie that was released, I think it was last year, yeah, or maybe the beginning of this year, but I think it was last year, called Smile. Oh God, this is gorgeous. I'm telling you, you guys, the Blend Bunny Shimmer formula is just spectacular. It is like this silky, I don't know what, but it's magic. It's just beautiful. It's so nice and like, just like decadent shimmer formula. It's so wonderful. Okay, let me get back to what I was talking about. So this movie was released either last year or this year, beginning of this year, called Smile. And I mean, okay, scary movies nowadays are kind of dumb. Okay, they are. They're not like they used to be. And a lot of you might think that scary movies have always been dumb, but I feel like they've gotten dumber as time's gone on. You know, they're so like either cheesy or just the plot's stupid or the acting is and you're like, what? But Smile, I thought, was pretty damn scary. Very scary and very creepy. Okay, and the parts of it were a little dumb, but for the most part, it was pretty damn scary. And Kevin Bacon's daughter, Sosie, is in that movie, and I thought she did a great job. I really did. Okay, so my husband and I were watching something, and this preview for Smile 2 came on, and I'm like, oh, Smile 2. Okay, I'm gonna go back around with this brush that I had the dark brown shade on. I'm just gonna tone that shimmer down just a hair, just a little bit. And I'm like, okay, we have got to watch this when it comes out because I thought the first one was really scary. So I can't remember for sure. I'm gonna clean this brush off now. Love that shimmer. And I'm gonna go into When It Rains. I can't remember when the new one comes out, but I'm telling you, I will be watching it. I will be watching it. This, you know what? Should I have put, is this purpley? This might be really interesting, you guys. It's like, looks like purpley and gold. Okay, let's see what we think. Well, do I see the, yeah, there might be a hint of lavender, but I see mostly gold. But yeah, I'm glad I put this towards the front. I'm glad I did it this way. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. That is gorgeous. So let me know if you guys have seen the Smile 2 preview. If you have any desire to see it, let me know. Because I'm definitely going to watch it. Absolutely, I will. There was this other scary movie. So dumb. It was like a take on Winnie the Pooh. Like, I can't remember what it was called. Is it called Pooh? I don't know. Anyway, Pooh as in P-O-O-H, not Pooh as in toilet poo. I know, I'm sorry. You guys are like, yeah, we get it, Erica. We don't have the intelligence level of a 7th grader like I do. Anyway, so it looked kind of scary. Like basically this premise is like Christopher Robin, I have some flakes on my lashes. Christopher Robin has like left the gang, you know, Piglet and Tigger and Pooh and Roo and all them, Eeyore, and like went on, you know, became an adult and just like left them. And now they're pissed because they have been left alone in the, what is it, 100 Acre Woods or whatever. And now they're like, you know, they're pissed. And so they like turn into these psychotic toys, basically. I'm gonna go back in with the green shade. And I thought, man, that's such a great premise for a scary movie, you know, like that's ingenious. It was the dumbest. We were like, this sucks. I don't know, I was so disappointed. But I thought, yeah, man, that's awesome. No, it was not awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go back into Long Ago. I have to be really careful with this shade because I don't know if you can see, but there's like this, like, it's just not breaking down. It's just really powdery. I don't know. I mean, it's powder. It's pressed powder. It's gonna get powdery, but usually, you know, you kind of have to use it more for it to get like that, and it's just a little powdery, that's all. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp this here. Just kind of get that edge of that shimmer to calm down. So that was a very disappointing, scary movie. And then, oh, there's another one coming out called Long Legs with Nicolas Cage that looks really freaky too. Really, really freaky. And there's a movie that he is in called Mandy. I don't know if you guys have seen Mandy. I remember my husband was working, like, I'm gonna go back in with the shade Sorrow. My husband was working, I think he was working a swing shift job at that time, different place. And, you know, he would get home, you know, in the middle of the night, and he'd usually like watch a movie and then come to bed. And he somehow stumbled upon Mandy, and it was like a Friday night. So, you know, I was, you know, we typically would like hang out together on Saturday, but he would come to bed and then we'd get up together. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But anyway, I ended up waking up like kind of early Saturday morning, and he had just finished watching Mandy. And normally he'd just go right to bed because he was just exhausted. And he's like, you've got to watch this movie with me. He watched it again, like back to back with me. He's like, you got to see this movie. It's so crazy and like, just what? So we watched it, and yeah, it's a very, I don't know. It's not for the faint of heart, I wouldn't say, but just a very interesting movie. Again, it's called Mandy. So if you guys have not seen that yet, I recommend checking it out. If you're into like scary, well, is it scary? It's just very like psychological thriller type movie, and it's pretty violent. It is, but Nicolas Cage's acting in that movie, I was like, geez. I mean, it's pretty intense, very intense. Okay, I'm done. I think this looks really nice. I love the depth in the outer corner. I love the shimmers. I could see some like lavender in the pan in this shade. I don't know if you can see it in the, but I don't see it now in my, well, maybe a little bit. But I love how this looks. Very earthy and, you know, kind of grungy color scheme. So yeah, I'm gonna go off camera, do my other eye, and I'll come back. Oh, and the rest of my face, and I'll come back. So this, of course, is finished look number 2 and my last look for this video. And I love how this look turned out too. I love it. This was such a fun palette to play with. And of course, I'll go into more detail about how I feel about the palette, but let me show you just a couple things I threw on my face for this finished look. On my lips, I used a lippy that I just got, well, not just, I've had it for a little while, that I got in a little set from Glamlight. I got the lip liner that I completely forgot to put on this morning. It was sitting right here, and I don't know, forgot. So I did use this today for the first time, and I really like the shade. It's a little lighter than what I thought it was gonna be, I guess. I don't know, but I really do like it. I think it looks really nice with the makeup look, and the consistency and the feel of the lipstick feels really nice. And it's got a cool, like, can you see the embossment that's on the tube of lipstick? It's like, I don't know if it's like dripping blood or what. This, again, this is from the Friday the 13th collection. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Just wish I'd remembered to put the lip liner on too. I don't know. And then for my mascara, I used the Heemish brand that I got in some PR from Temu. I love this mascara. It's amazing. I didn't use any liquid liner today or felt tip liner today. I just used a shade out of the palette. The Blend Bunny Longing palette, of course. I use this shade right here that I put in my outer V. I don't know, kind of put a little line starting in the outer part of the lid and just kind of went about halfway across the lid today for my liner on both lids, of course. And then for my lower lash lines, I used Sorrow and then a little bit of Star-Crossed and then Long Ago as well. And here's the thing. I know that I have these tones elsewhere in my collection. Sure, I could have totally duped this palette. I know that, but I don't care. I'm really happy that I picked this up because the formula is so beautiful. The mattes were very pigmented and very blendable and just lovely to play with. You know, everything worked really well together. And, you know, no, I didn't go super adventurous maybe with my matte combinations. You know, this is maybe more monochromatic for both looks, and okay. But I still feel like everything worked really well together in terms of the mattes and the shimmers in this palette. I mean, I only used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then I used this in my inner corner for the first look, and I use this shade here called All That's Left in my inner corners for this look. It's gorgeous, or they are all gorgeous. All of the shimmers I use, they're just that beautiful, silky, yet buttery and opaque formulation, sparkly. I mean, just such an awesome shimmer formula that Blend Bunny creates. Really a fun palette to play with. And, you know, I realize that, you know, lots of people don't really want to have duplicate type palettes in their collection. Yeah, but I don't mind having that because I like having different formulations of shadows. I don't think that any two palette, well, unless it's coming from the same brand, but like for instance, you know, like I have cool tones from ColourPop, say, or maybe Beauty Bay or whatever, but the formula is different in each palette. And that's what I really enjoy, just trying new formulations and seeing what I think. And I love this palette. This is killing my hand. My hand's starting to cramp. What a wimp. But I just love it. I cannot wait to continue to play with it. The only thing I will say that I was maybe a little, no, not disappointed in, but I can really see the lavender, like looking at this shade right here called, what's this called? When It Rains. I can really see the lavender, and then I can see the gold. And then on my lids though, I feel like I've lost the lavender shift for some reason. I don't know. But still, it's a beautiful shade. And I'm thrilled that I have this. I cannot wait to continue to play with it. Let me know if you have picked up this palette or if you're planning on picking it up. Let me know what looks you've created with it, what shadow combinations you like to put together out of the palette. And I might do another 2 or 3 looks video with this palette at some point too. I've got so many palettes though that I want to do multiple looks videos with. So if I do, it might be coming down the road here, but still a wonderful time creating both of these looks. I'm trying to decide if I like one look over the other, and I don't think I do. I think I like both of them equally as much. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Drop it.